Hello and welcome back. In this Black Excellist series, we will highlight Ronnie Coleman, the American professional bodybuilder.
Welcome to Black Excellist. This is where we celebrate Black excellence, achievement, and affluence. Our mission is to inspire you as we enlighten you.
Ronnie Coleman is regarded as the most successful bodybuilder of all time, and at one point held the record for most wins as an IFBB professional. The 8-time Mr. Olympia has garnered lots of fame, product endorsements, and the ability to travel all over the world. However, his achievements did not come without challenges, but through it all, Coleman was able to maintain a positive spirit, optimistic attitude, and magnetic personality. Ronnie Dean Coleman was born on May 13, 1964. His mother, Jessie Benton, raised he and his brother in Monroe, Louisiana. In his early teens, Coleman already had a zeal to make money for himself, from working at the convenience stores to cutting grass for neighbors. But he prided himself on making good grades and landing on the honor roll throughout grade school. In high school, Ronnie played football and even earned a scholarship as the best player on the team, and he would go on to attend HBCU Grambling State University, where he played football as a middle linebacker for the Tigers under legendary coach Eddie Robinson. Coleman graduated cum laude in 1984 with a bachelor's degree in accounting, but he wasn't focused on football enough to get drafted by the NFL, and moreover, an injury sidelined his professional football aspirations. Nonetheless, even in college, Coleman was actively engaged in working out at the local gyms, as it was something that he started doing at an early age of 12. Upon graduation from college, Coleman left Louisiana and headed to Texas, where he failed to find work as an accountant. Ultimately, he was able to secure a full-time job at Domino's Pizza, where he delivered pizza for 2 years. And since he could barely afford to buy food anywhere else, he settled on eating the complimentary pizza every day. In 1989, a local newspaper published an announcement about the recruitment of cadets to the local police department in the city of Arlington, Texas. He breezed through all the interviews and passed the police officer written exam and was happy to join the police force. Since he was always trying to be the best, he was awarded Rookie of the Year. Coleman continued to serve as a patrol officer for 11 years, becoming a reserve officer for another 3 years. Even as a police officer, Ronnie continued to work out. A fellow officer took Coleman to Metroflex Gym, where owner Brian Dobson first spotted him and asked him if he would ever consider bodybuilding. This meeting was a life-changing moment. Brian developed an interest in Ronnie and offered him a lifetime membership at the gym if Ronnie allowed him to train him for an upcoming competition. Ronnie was so interested in the lifetime membership that he gladly accepted. Dobson began to teach Coleman how to train as a bodybuilder, which was totally different than the power regimen he already knew. He also taught Ronnie how to pose and how to diet. After implementing Dobson's grueling workout regimen and strict diet, Coleman enjoyed some early success. He would go on to win first place for the Mr. Texas Amateur Bodybuilding Contest in both the heavyweight and overall categories. He even defeated his trainer, Dobson himself, who competed in the event as well. After this, Coleman finished third at the NPC Championships in 1990. In 1991, he won the prestigious Mr. Universe, the #1 amateur contest of its time, after only 2 years of serious professional training. Ronnie then received his pro card, which gave him the right to participate in professional bodybuilding competitions and made him eligible to earn money. But he did not win championships overnight, and his rise to the top of the sport took much longer than he would have wanted. The first professional performance that Ronnie participated in was the 1992 Chicago Pro Championship, where he took only 11th place. From 1992 through 1994, Ronnie competed in dozens of other competitions, but the highest score he managed to achieve was only 3rd place. However, Ronnie did not despair. He simply sought out the most optimal training program for himself and continued to compete. In 1995, he performed in the Canadian Championship Pro Cup, defeating his opponents and taking first place. The following year, he won the contest again, then went on to win the 1997 Russian Grand Prix. Big Ron attributes much of his success to genetics, but he also credits the intensity of his workouts, quality of his training, and adherence to his diet. He admits that he works out 6 days a week, taking Sundays off, but his workouts never last more than 2.5 hours. His goal was always to put on between 5 and 10 pounds of muscle a year, which he would achieve through heavy lifting and eating 6 meals a day that consisted of 450 grams of chicken. And even having to eat day and night, his body fat percent was a mind-blowing 0.33%. Eating an insane amount of calories a day, the intensity of his workouts, and the quality of his training empowered him to sculpt the mass monster physique that ultimately helped him conquer the world of bodybuilding. Coleman's finest hour came in 1998 when he won the world's most prestigious trophy in bodybuilding when he took home first place in the Mr. Olympia contest. This was a special feat because he actually first competed in the crown jewel of the sport in 1992. But unfortunately, he wasn't even ranked. He entered again the next year with same results, but the setbacks only served as motivation for Ronnie to work harder as he slowly moved up in the ranking. In 1994, he placed 15th. In 1995, 10th. In 1996, 6th. In 1997, 9th place. Finally, after his relentless perseverance and dedication, Ronnie Coleman won his first Mr. Olympia contest in 1998, the highest honor a bodybuilder can achieve. Ronnie was at the pinnacle of his sport, but he did not let that distract him. Aptly nicknamed the King, he protected his title the following year as well, and the next year, and the next year, eventually winning a total of 8 Mr. Olympia titles in a row, tied for the longest streak in Mr. Olympia history. The King quickly rose to superstar status in the media as well as the professional circuit of bodybuilding, constantly beating players like Flex Wheeler, Sean Ray, Kevin Levron, Lee Priest, and Jay Cutler. Throughout Ronnie's entire professional career, he won 26 awards in every major tournament possible. Contests that included the World Pro Championships, Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic, and several of the Grand Prix series. The legend of the King became even more iconic after completing jaw-dropping heavy lifts that included an 800-pound squat and an 845-pound deadlift. During this time, the 300-pound global star was able to rake in millions of dollars in cash, prizes, and career winnings. His name started to become a globally recognizable brand, synonymous with the best, the biggest, the untouchable. Consequently, the King was approached for several endorsement, commercial, and promotional deals by several major companies, bodybuilding shows, and bodybuilding gyms. Coleman's deal with the performance-enhancing supplement company BSN was at its time the most lucrative contract in the industry. The multi-million-dollar deal set a powerful new precedent for the bodybuilding industry. But there were struggles, many struggles. Even during the peak of Big Ron's career, he suffered back injuries that went as far back as his football playing days in high school. But due to the intensity of his workouts and years of powerlifting, he also suffered other major injuries to his hips, neck, and other joints. It was common for Coleman to perform on the stage while experiencing all of this excruciating pain. So after decades of wear and tear, Coleman had to undergo a series of 13 procedures to replace 4 broken backbones, realign his neck, correct leg injuries, and repair nerves. And not all of the surgeries went without a hitch. And against his doctor's advice, he continued to exercise, inflicting even more harm to his battle-worn body. At the end of his phenomenal bodybuilding career, Ronnie Coleman found himself in a hospital bed with serious health problems. After several debilitating operations, Ronnie had to use a wheelchair for some time. Even today, after an intensive course of recoveries, Ronnie is mobile, but not without the use of a walker. His current wife, Susan Williamson, once a personal trainer, has stood with Ronnie through both the good and challenging seasons. They have 4 daughters together, and he is the proud father of 2 additional daughters from a previous marriage. Coleman loves to spend time with his blended family, and in family life is where he finds peace. Today, Ronnie still cherishes his free membership at Metroflex Gym. Thanks to his worldwide fame, Coleman has been able to capitalize on his own brand and went on to start his own company, the Ronnie Coleman Signature Series of supplements and merchandise. Ronnie still continues to guest star at bodybuilding events, traveling all over the world promoting his supplement line and conducting seminars on training, and yes, he still continues to work out. Ronnie Coleman is a name every bodybuilding enthusiast remembers by heart. His achievements, dedication level, and most importantly, his personality and charisma make him a national treasure. When asked if he regrets the lifetime of heavy training that has damaged his body and almost jeopardized his life, Coleman doesn't regret it for a moment.
We appreciate the fact that you stayed until the end. Thank you for spending time with us, and don't forget to like this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so that you never miss a video. Bye for now. We will see you tomorrow.
Like we're not going